broad blocks of ice and floated them to shore. The iceman and his assistant would pack up the blocks and take them to the insulated icehouse. They did this a few times in the winter, so that when the spring melt came, the icehouse would be packed to the rafters with lake ice to get the whole community through the warmer months. Petunia's father's wagon, pulled by the 2 quarter horses, was just approaching the icehouse from the other direction. The wagon brushed past some overhanging evergreen boughs, and snow misted down onto the tourists. Petunia waved at Elias, and he waved back. Several Englishers leaned around him to look at her, and some cell phones popped out. Petunia dropped her gaze. The Amish didn't like having photos and videos taken of them. Her father obviously said something because the phones lowered. She reined in and let Elias turn into the drive that led up to the icehouse first. But all the tourists turned and stared at her as they passed, and a few smiled and waved. She waved back. They'd all see her soon enough back at the house. Then she flicked the reins and let her horse fall into pace behind the wagon. There had been a fresh dusting of snow overnight, and a few different buggy tracks could be seen in the snow, along with hoofprints from horses. This was a distinctly Amish location. Englishers had no reason to come to an Amish icehouse in winter, and it was the one place they could be guaranteed no car tracks would be seen. And as she scanned the tracks in the snow, her guess was right. There were 2 buggies parked in front of the stable. One, an uncovered courting buggy with the horse still harnessed. The other buggy was Ike's, and his horse would be inside the stable. Was someone visiting Ike? Her stomach sank when she pulled up next to the courting buggy. Of course, she'd know this buggy anywhere, especially with the scrape on one side that hadn't been painted over yet from when her good friend, Beiler, had taken a corner too close around a building. Eden was having a not-so-secret romance with Ike Smoker. They weren't about to interrupt something embarrassing, were they? "What are you doing here, Petunia?" her father asked in Pennsylvania Dutch as he tied off his reins. "We're out of ice for the ice cream," she said. "Ah," Elias nodded, then turned around to face his wagon load of tourists and switched to speaking English. "This is my daughter Petunia. You can say hello to her." There was a smattering of hellos, and Petunia smiled in return. The icehouse was part of the regular tour. The list of things that amazed Englishers was rather long. Laundry washing, furniture making, sewing clothing, scrubbing floors, and even fetching ice. It left them in awe. Petunia tied off her reins too and hopped down from her buggy. "Is Eden here?" Elias asked, lowering his voice. His gaze flickered nervously toward the shut door. That was the delicate question, wasn't it? Had Eden come to see her boyfriend for a bit of privacy? And were they about to interrupt an inappropriate moment between a passionate couple with a wagon load of tourists to stare in on the scene? She could just imagine the online reviews that she checked weekly at the library. "I think so," Petunia said. "That's her buggy, all right. Maybe I should go first, in case a cop needs straightening, so to speak." "Yeah, for sure," her father agreed. "And make some noise." "What about that horse still hitched up?" someone asked from the back of her father's wagon. "How long will a horse be left outside like that?" "Not long," she said. "Someone must be visiting. If we think it will be a quick visit, we leave our horses hitched up. But if we'll be a bit longer, we'll cover them with a blanket to keep them warm in weather like this. Or we'll put them in the stable if we'll be more than a few minutes." Something Eden hadn't done, to her discredit. And if she was here for a romantic